What's up, everybody? This is Jason from jasonscustoms.com. Today, as you can see in the little window there, I got some brand new fighting stick mini 4s from Hori and Arcade Shock. They just arrived today via USPS. Maybe I'm the first outside of the folks at Arcade Shock to get it. After all, I am only about an hour away. What we're going to do today is we're going to open it up, take a look at it, and then immediately take it apart, because that is what my channel is all about. Tearing things up and making them into different things, building things and stuff like that. So if you're listening in, I can see the chat window up. Go ahead and give me a shout, say you're here, and I'll be paying attention to the chat window the best I can and answer any questions that come up. I'm going to rework the camera angle here just a little bit. And hopefully this will keep everyone in the frame. Mine Turtle, hello. Good afternoon, or good morning, or evening, depending on where in the world you are. Here in California, it is the afternoon. All right. So I have a feeling these are not going to be very mod-capable sticks. They're pretty small. The Fighting 3 was pretty small and not really worth trying to modify, but the insane price of these of only, I think, 39 bucks makes them a good candidate for pieces and parts to pad hack. The Fighting Commander 4, which, let's see, I got a couple over here. These right now are a great choice if you don't want to pad hack a DS4 controller or use a converter. Although Brook Technology just released a little PS3, PS4 board, and I think they sell for 40 bucks, so it's about 5 bucks more than one of these, and a lot, well, I'm not going to say a lot less work because there's much soldering required on one of those Brook boards, but it's an option. And then obviously you got the converters, which I think are about 35 or 40 bucks. I don't remember off the top of my head because I don't actually own any. So let's go ahead and finish unpacking this thing. Let's see what we can find. I'm just going to tear into this because screw it. I don't care about the box. I've got, I think I ordered 5 of these, and that was before that Brook PS3, PS4 board came out, because this was actually the most economical choice for potential pad hacks. So I figured, worst case, I can tear one apart, give one away, and have a couple on standby for people with smaller hands that may want to come over and play Street Fighter with me. All right, so here you go. This is the Fight Stick Mini here, and there's my hand next to it. You can see it's a pretty small little stick there. It actually kind of feels pretty good. Not anything super spectacular, but the buttons feel pretty decent. They're flat topped, kind of like a Sumitsu. The stick feels like maybe a JLF, kind of. Probably not a JLF, but you know, we'll see. We'll find out some more. It's got the PlayStation button here, options share, the PlayStation 4 and 3 mode switch here, and then the standard 8-button Vuelix layout. There's really not a lot of room here off to the side. My palm fits in this corner real well, and I actually like the smaller buttons. It keeps the buttons closer together for a quicker execution, I think. But overall, the stick is pretty small. So, I guess, without further ado, we're going to take this thing apart and see what we can find. There's going to be a couple things I want to test with it. You may see this little wire over here. This is actually hooked up to my lab benchtop power supply. It's going to, when I hook it up, I'm going to hook it up to this cable I made. You'll see here it's got just a red and black here, and then it's got a USB port female here. I'm going to plug the stick in so it's powered up without any data lines connected to it, and that's going to tell us if the PCB maintains everything status quo, or if it goes low on the signal lines requiring diodes, and hence making this a little bit more difficult to use in a pad hack. Not impossible, just a little bit more difficult. Maybe not worth the effort if you don't like to dabble in too much complex stuff. So we're gonna make some noise here. Let's get rid of this trash off the desk. And as usual with all of my little broadcasts I do, we are gonna be powered by Cherry Pepsi today. I didn't have any Mountain Dew, and I didn't want to drink beer quite yet. So we're gonna use Cherry Pepsi as our go juice. All right, so let's go ahead and flip this over. I'm not going to be super careful with this. I don't care if I scratch it up or anything like that, mainly because I just want to get to the guts and see what the insides look like. So let's see. It's pretty straightforward down here. It looks like there's 6 screws, and nope, not one under there. That feels like it's just the molding mark. You can see some of the X here, and then there probably nothing under the feet. So let's go ahead and just take these screws out. Let me get this right screwdriver though. All right. Cool. So 6 Phillips head screwdrivers here at the bottom. Pretty straightforward. We're gonna just set those aside. Let's see if I got one of those magnetic trays. Alright, here we go. That way I don't lose the screws if I decide I want to put this back together. Yeah, I live dangerous. Very dangerous. That's why there's a little bit of room. If I was building something for somebody, then there would not be a soda on my bench that was uncapped. I'd probably have one nearby, but it wouldn't be too close. All right. And Pizzaroo1, welcome to my channel and this deconstruction today. Oops. All right, cool. So we got that off, and boom. That's easy enough. Bottom, right off. Very fancy piece of molded plastic. Not that complex, which we expected. Set that off to the side here. And, all right, so the first things first. You'll notice here's the stick. And if you look in, well, I'm going to take this gate off so y'all can see it. But if you look close, it's just got little micro switches, very similar to a JLF. Actually, I've got a JLF over here. Let me see. Let me see here. Just to give you all kind of a size comparison. Here's the JLF next to the included stick. Has more of a Shimizu style gate, or maybe, I guess, even a Hayabusa style gate. If I don't know if I've got one of those. Here, let me check. I think I have one of those too. There we go. In my fancy arcade shock bag that I got at SCR. This is the Hayabusa that I immediately took out of my my PlayStation 4 H-Wrap that I picked up at SCR and then sent to Justin Wong. So yeah, looking at the bottom here and comparing the Busa to the Fighting Stick Mini, you can see that I guess the general size is a lot bigger on the Hayabusa, but the shape and gate stuff looks about the same. It looks like the switches might, hold on, let me see, maybe the switches are the same. Switches might be the same. The spring in this one's a little bit sturdier. Obviously this is a higher quality, bigger stick than the one that is included in the Fighting Mini here, and that feels, it just feels looser. So I guess, why don't we do this? Let's take this off and let's see if there's anything we can do to mod this. I doubt it, but yeah, we'll see. Phaedrus22, hello, welcome. Yes, I like to live dangerously. Danger's my middle name. No, I'm just kidding. Bad dad joke from Austin Powers. I apologize. All right. See what we can learn from this thing. One thing I did notice is all the buttons are soldered into this additional board. This sucks. I hate dealing with these. But the PCB itself is separate, so maybe we'll get lucky and this ribbon cable will come off easy. And we don't have to desolder anything. If we do, well, we may be SOL because my desoldering iron, I clogged the nozzle and I had to buy a new one. It's not here yet. Alright, so, cool. These 4 outer screws, as I just learned, pull the stick off. Let's take these 4 out, and I think that'll take the gate off. Nice thing is I don't have to put this back together if I choose not to, so it doesn't matter. I could completely screw this thing up and I'll be okay with it and happy. We all get to learn today from my mistakes. Alright. So interesting, these screws are considerably longer than the rest. I guess you're not going to really get them confused. So that's good. Alright. Oops. Okay, and one more. There we go. Voila. Does this come off? Come on. There's like little clips down here that are holding it all together. Yeah, there we go. What a pain in the butt. Alright, and one more. Come on. Fight. There we go. Sweet. Alright. So, here's what we find. Let's see if y'all can see that. The stick is literally a piece of Delrin or maybe a plastic down there, and these switches just kind of fit in place. Now these switches are actually, let's see who makes these. Well, they're not marked, but they are made in Thailand. And let's see, maybe someone types this in the chat room and we Google it later. It's got marking Alpha Mike 51630 Alpha 53 November. And let's see, it's got a I might have to get a magnifying glass out for that. I can't tell, but hopefully that code I just called off will help. Yeah, that's interesting. Does not look like we could take a JLF and put that in there because the well, maybe we could. Here, let's see. Let me take. Let me do this. We're gonna record something for posterity here. I'm gonna take a. Hey, there we go. Nice. Good job, Phaedrus. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take a picture with my phone here, just so I remember what colors are what. All right. So it looks like yellow is up, white is down, red is left, and blue is right. Or wait, no, hold on. Yellow is up. Yeah, up. White is down. Right is red, and left is blue. All right, so let's. Now that we know that, we're gonna pull this junk out of the way. All right. Yoink. Get some of this USB cable crap out of the way too, and then you know what? Screw it. We're gonna just take the whole stick out. We're gonna get a flathead. think I do this all the time. I'd be prepared. Nope. All right. Let's take a... We're just going to take the ball top off so this whole assembly comes out. Alright. Ball top is off. Dust washer's off. This one is gone. And dare I try this? I don't think it'll work. Let's see something. We're going to take the... it's a smaller ball top. It feels like it's one of those 30 millimeters. Hang on, I'll show you guys. I'm trying to take this gate off this JLF. I want to see if we can... come on. Get out, you son of a bitch. I hate these damn things. If you don't pull them off just right, they don't come off. And then you look like an idiot on camera. There we go. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so it looks like the JLF switches are just, that's too big to fit in there. I wonder if we put this back in, if that'll change. Let's see. Oh, look at that. JLF switches. When you put the stick back in, I guess, that will work. And then, I guess, if we took this and put it back in, we'd end up with a gate. And, well, the gate will be too high, I think. Now, let's see what else we can do with this. Put that in like that. Hopefully I'm doing this on camera. That's right. Can we mod it? Yes, we can. Snap. All right, so the, if you can tell here, this is supposed to snap all the way in. But it's pretty close, right? I mean, I think if we got rid of this PCB, then it would be okay. But you'll notice here that the gate, it sits above the actuator. So clearly not a mod we can do. But the nice thing is these Omron switches, Omron switches that are in a JLF. These are, let's see where they at. Whoops, totally just broke that. It's not the solder points that are actually interfering. This PCB is, it's 1.6 millimeters, so it's that's about how far off it is. But so here is the JLF switch, and here is the switch that comes in it. And guess what? They're the exact same size. So I know that Omron makes these switches with these lugs that are apparently the wires are soldered to. So if you wanted to, you could definitely get these Omron switches. I think Paradise Arcade Shop probably sells them. If not, you'd probably pay a little bit more and get them from Mouse or DigiKey. But you can definitely replace these with it. Be advised, though, as I just found out, when I broke the wires are soldered to these, so you'll need to get some crimper crimps for it. So let's see if I got some. I don't have any readily available, but you just get some crimps, tabs, crimp them down on here, and then you can plug them into your switches. Or I guess you could, very carefully take the wires off and, or very carefully cut the heat shrink there, and then desolder the wires. But that's too much work. All right, so let's see. Looking here. We wanted to talk about the ball top. All right, so that's the ball top it came with. And here is the Hayabusa. You can tell that this one's smaller. Let me see. I've got, let's see. I know. We'll do a little self product placement here. Here's one of my Sandwall ball tops that I did up. It's the enhanced LB35s. All right, and let's see. Yeah, it screws right on, no problems, easy enough. And I wonder, we'll do one more thing to see, because nobody likes these, you know, silver shafts. And it's the same outing as all mine. Yeah, so the gate itself, where did I put it? Yeah, I think the gate itself will actually fit. Here, let's try that real quick. We got this, and we got the gate here. I think you could make this work pretty easily, actually. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone ends up just making a replacement one of these for it. It's not complicated. I could probably design this in about 10 minutes on in AutoCAD, so you know it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, easy enough. And you could even, like you're saying, is you could take one of these and then drill some holes appropriately and make it work too. Yes, Dremel, definitely. Dremel will make it work. All right, I lost my train of thought. What we're gonna do next? We know the ball top works. Oh, we want to check shaft covers. Let's see. Just got a bunch of these in the mail soon. Let me grab one real quick. All right. Dress it up. See what happens. No. Oh wait, there we go. No, it's too short. You'd have to cut it down. The shaft cover will fit, but the shaft is too short. So if you get it on there, you'll notice you can't actually thread the ball onto it. You probably can, just not real low. So if you want to use that, you're going to have to shave off probably 1/4 of an inch, I think, to make that work. All right, so we tried that. All right, let's toss that off to the side. I'll create a little junk bin pile. Maybe I should put this JLF back together. I don't want to actually lose it. This is brand new. There we go. Sweet. All right, cool. So now we know that. We'll grab some trimmers here just in case. And let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these switches because they're in my way. Like I said, I bought this one specifically to tear apart, so I'm okay with this. Cool. All right, so that's that. Now, let's see. We have 1, 2 screws holding the board on for the buttons down here. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that hold on the brain of the whole operation here. So I guess before I do that though, let's do some testing. Let me get my multimeter, and I guess my nice one's inside. Oh well, we'll just have to use my low cost one if it's not dead. And crap, it's dead. Let me see if I have a 9-volt battery around. Of course not. All right, bear with me just a minute or so. I gotta run inside the house, which is about 20 yards in that direction, and get my nice multimeter that actually works because it has a working battery. 1 minute. feel like I need to get some hold music for when things like this happen. Alright, so there's that. Alright, we're in continuity mode here. Let's go ahead and turn our calibrated power supply. Well, actually, before we do that, let's hook it up. So black to black, red to red. Basically, this is going to let us just provide 5 volts to the stick without any data signals. And now that we got the stick open, before we dork around with it too much, we're going to test it all out. Alright, so that's plugged in. We'll get our multimeter here. Feel like the mad scientist. Here, let me clear my work here a little bit. Get some of this crap out of the way. Alright. And I grabbed a pen so I could take some notes. Cool. Trash. Alright. So let's go ahead and power this thing on. And let's make sure it's actually plugged in. It would help if there was power. Alright, there we go, plugged in. And we're at 5 volts, constant voltage, which is good. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to take one lead and we're going to attach it to this ground, because that appears to be the ground plane based on that. Let's just test it. Nasty. Okay. Alright, so there we go. It's got some nasty solder joints in here. And I'm just testing a couple spots. Alright, there's that. Alright, so we know we got kind of a common ground thing going on here. You can tell that the ground plane goes throughout the entire button board here, and then you can look on the D-pad, or the stick connections. Every other pin is connected to the ground plane, and every other pin is a signal that goes over to the CN3_1 connector here. So a common problem with these Hori sticks and stuff is when you only apply power, the CPU, or not the CPU, the microprocessor that does everything, takes all the ports that are signals and puts them low or ground, which means you have to put diodes in line with the board in order to use it with a secondary system, another pad. So that makes things a little bit more complex, but definitely manageable. Modders do it all the time. So right now, the power supply is only providing that 5 volt. The CPU, or the microprocessor on this board here has no idea that it's hooked up to a system, because it's not. So the data lines are essentially sitting there idle, not knowing what's going on. There's no data exchange. So let's see if we get a short across these pins when I hook my multimeter up to it. If we do, that means this board, while common ground, would require diodes if you're going to shove it in another fight stick. Oh wait. You got to make sure that you're not actually pushing the button when you do this. Alright, so I'm testing grounds here. Okay. Alright, now let's try this. And push it. Alright, so good sign here. This is not going low on the signal lines, so that's good. Excellent. We'll just try another one just to be safe. Alright, good. That is me physically mashing the button with the case. So that's positive. It doesn't look like we need any any diodes if we're going to use this in a second pad hack situation. So that's plus. Let's go ahead and kill the power supply here. Let's unplug this. Get it out of the way. Safety first. Unplug these wires. All right, good. So, hooray. We know what we got. All right. I'm going to go ahead and set that off to the side. And let's go ahead and now pull these dang boards out and see what we got. Hopefully this cable is easy to come off, but I have a feeling it's not going to be. Just why would it be? All right. Oops. All right, so when we take this off, we're expecting the buttons to come out with it because they are soldered right to this board. Hooray, thank you, Hori. I guess it doesn't matter because this is a budget stick. They probably just bought the plungers, and it doesn't matter. Plus, there's not a heck of a lot of room, so you can't have a bunch of wires plugged in anyway, so I understand why they did it. I may not agree with it, but I understand why. All right, so we got the screws out on this board. Let's pull these out as well. All right. And for size comparison, I'll pull, I have a Fighting Commander 4 that I've got quasi-pad hacked that I can pull out and see for size comparison what the differences are. I'll tell you right away, one of the things I'm not a huge fan of on most of these third-party sticks is some of the board layout choices they made. Like this crystal here, it's a 12 megahertz crystal for the ARM processor that they're using on these boards. They use the same, I'm assuming they use the same processor on their FC4s and most of their fight sticks, because guess what? Once you have the coding done for one, you can shove that same code on a bunch of different boards for portability. So it makes business sense and engineering sense to do that. But this damn crystal, it's too big. They make crystals that are about half the size and very flat, very good, and take up less room. But these guys just don't use it, probably because these are about a nickel cheaper. But whatever. All right, so we got that. Let's pull this off. There's that. And this is not wanting to come off. Maybe I'm missing a screw somewhere. Maybe? Of course. All right. It looks like we're gonna have to, I wonder, let's see if I can get these caps out. Interesting. All right, so right now I'm just investigating why the PCB is not coming out. It looks, if I'm looking at this right, it almost looks like these switches might be kind of molded in. I don't know. Let's see. I guess ultimately it really doesn't matter, because if I look down here, this is the part that I care about. The wires are soldered right to the board, and that kind of sucks. But it's okay, because with a little patience we could, simply desolder that here. Switch is also just soldered to the board, and then the USB cable, the type of connector they used, is also soldered to the board. So yeah, ultimately on this board here there is physically no processing, so watch this. Dun dun dun. We are just gonna clip this out. Alright, cool. Now we have a button board and some wires. If you look real close, let me see if I can get on camera. It looks like the connector for the joystick, right in here, actually can come off. But to get it off, you have to get this board out, and it almost looks like they put the switches and everything, they assemble all the plastic stuff, then put this PCB on, solder it, and then call it good. So, yay, thanks, Hori, jerks. I guess if I really wanted to, I could try and break this, but no need to go crazy. I'll set that off to the side. So here's the part that we care about, right? This is the board itself. I'm going to go ahead and just clip the USB off. Toss this over the head and into the garbage. Totally missed it. And yeah, so here we go. This is the part that we care the most about. The brains of the operation. And I mean, it's pretty basic. There's a bunch of resistors and some stuff not actually populated, and it's got the in-circuit programming header here. Eventually someone's going to figure out how to hack through that and get to the ARM processing or the ARM chip coding, and all of a sudden we'll have many third-party options out there, but until then, who knows. Looks like there's this U2 chip here. I'd be willing to bet that's probably maybe something to do with the security. I don't know. Let's see if I can't glean something from it. Ugh. You got schmutz all over it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need a scope to figure out what that is, but it's interesting. Let's see. We'll pull these, bend these caps out of the way, and whoops, and hopefully not break them. Little voltage regulator down here, U3 and Q1. So yeah, looking at it, there does not appear to be any test points or anything like that that make it easy to solder to. You've got, they very clearly labeled your PS options and share button, so that's easy. Looks like that's where you're going to have to solder to here. It does not have any carbon on it, so that's stuff you don't have to scrape off. But yeah, that's good. Let's see. All right, let's check to make sure that those buttons are on the ground plane as well, like everything else. Okay, and let's see. The ICE connection here makes it real easy to find the ground, and they also labeled it there on the USB connection. Thank you, Hori. And let's go ahead and connect that there. Good. Yep. All right, so those are common ground too. So here's the verdict, if you will. It is a common ground board. Yay, common ground. The board's pretty small, no test points. The only place you can solder to is here. Alternatively, I guess you don't have to. You could probably, actually not probably, you can just cut this ribbon, strip it back, and then solder right to there, so that you're not even coming close to the PCB with some of these little points. Because if you mess one of these up, here, there you go. If you mess one of these up when you're trying to desolder it and solder back to it, then you're kind of screwed. If you're smart and you cut these back further, you can solder right to the wires for the USB. And then really the only hard part, and I'm not even going to say it's hard, is just soldering to the pads for the PS options and share button. You can, I guess, desolder this slidey switch for PS4, PS3, and put that external to the stick, or use a GIMP if you're Gummo to control PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 mode. But yeah, either way. So yeah, it looks like it's a pretty good little board here. It's pretty small. Let me grab my Fighting Commander 4 board like I promised. Come on. don't mind me just fighting with a drawer. So compared to, don't mind my very nasty pad hack here. I needed something quick and simple. There's the Fighting Commander 4, if you ignore that crap, because that won't be on there, versus this one. It's about the same width, about half height, and obviously the PCB is the same, thickness, 1.6 mil. So there you go, easy. Definitely common ground, definitely hackable. A lot of extra parts that you can toss in the trash if you're pulling just the board out. At $39.99, I think is the price at Arcade Shock. I think it took probably about 5 or 10 minutes worth of work to get all this out, and that was with me blabbing on about random stuff as I did it. So, yeah, there you go. I think this is a pretty good little PCB that you can pull out of a stick to use as a pad hack, and you can't really beat the price. It's officially licensed by Sony, so if you're worried about it getting broken with an update, you don't have to. I guess the only big question would be will it be usable in one of my Panzer fight sticks? And I would say the answer is yes, if you use one of those. I actually haven't released this yet because I haven't had an opportunity to actually use it with anything. But this is a pad hack adapter board that's a little dusty because it's been sitting out in the shop. But it has screw terminals for the different connections, up, down, left, right, yada, yada, yada. And it has actually a USB port in that you can use, as well as fancy little test pads here that you can solder to. So yeah, I guess you could take it and kind of do one of these and mash that down here, figure out how to make it work. Take these wires, strip them, and then plug them into the screw terminals on the side, and then use the B connector there to go out to the outside of your stick. And again, if you left those a little bit longer, you could kind of mount this wherever you needed to, so that you had plenty of wire to solder to the test points there. So ultimately, good little board there. So hopefully we all learned something today. And now I've got a giant mess of broken Hori parts to clean up and throw away. But yeah, cool. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to clean up my shop and maybe go fart around with some Mortal Kombat X. If we're friends on Facebook, you probably saw my rant. I'm going to give you a little taste. I love the game. I hate the damn controls. They really screwed this one up. NetherRealm, if you ever watch my Twitch channel or even care about me, you're going to learn how much I hate you because of this damn game. The gameplay is actually really fun, but I do not like playing fighting games with a pad. I think that's sacrilegious. I don't know why. I actually really enjoy playing them with a stick. But I was in training mode, just kind of learning how MKX works. I was deployed when it came out, so I haven't had a real opportunity to sit down and play it. And I went through training mode last night and was learning how to do things. And they keep referring to everything, press the X button, press the triangle button. Whatever happened to press the low punch button, press a high punch button, low kick button, make it a little bit more generic like the damn arcade cabinet. And then, what's with the crappy button layout? Quit trying to make the Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter's a great game, but Mortal Kombat is different. It's always been different. So, embrace that. I can't do any moves on this game. And I used to rock at Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. It was awesome. So, screw you, NetherRealm. Thank you for ruining my childhood with a game that could be really awesome, but you're trying to make it like Street Fighter so people like it. Don't. Go back to what you know. Go back to what was good. All right, end of rant. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to go play some Mortal Kombat on the very terrible control system, and I guess I'll try it on a pad and see if I like it any better. I'll archive this and post this up on YouTube so other people can see it and figure out what we learned today on the Fighting Stick Mini. And I bid you guys farewell. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you have fun with your Fighting Stick Mini 4. Oh, hold on. Your Fighting Stick Mini 4 from arcadeshock.com. They are not a sponsor of my channel. but they should be because I pimp them out so much. Love you guys. See ya. Peace.